Hey guys, welcome back to TomGirl Tuesday here at AfterBuzz TV. We are already on episode 19 and we got a little something different for you this time. We're going to do the TomGirls trip to Nashville. So I just went back to Nashville last weekend and now we're going to show you some highlights from the trip. So stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh, yeah. All right, I'm fired up today, guys. It's just me here, and we also have an engineering, Marissa, who is also a co-host for the Nashville after show here that I know a lot of you guys follow us on and love that show. So she's going to chime in with comments about Nashville as well, too.
Hi, JJ.
Hi, how are you, Marissa?
Great. I love country, so I think this will be a very fun trip.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, next trip we go, because I did try to get a set tour for the show Nashville, and they said they're not shooting right now, but they want us to go there. So when that happens, you're going with me for this next one. So.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, so I'm just going to do a kind of rundown of so I went with my childhood best friend, and we're going to talk about how important it is for girls to just get your best girlfriend sometimes. We're all busy. We never take breaks for ourselves, but it's so important to just sometimes put pause, grab that girlfriend, and go for just a girls' trip. So that's what happened. One little side note about me and my best friend, we're not so good at sometimes. We're a little bit of procrastinators. So I will advise you when you do plan your trip to Nashville, since there is so many things going on in that city, it's great if you go ahead and book your stuff ahead of time. So we waited till about a week before we went to do so and couldn't figure out why there were absolutely no hotels downtown at all to be found. Well, I guess that's what happens when the #1 football team in the country, Alabama, comes to play Vanderbilt, when the Seattle Seahawks come to play the Titans, when Justin Timberlake is around, Sam Hunt is around. So, moral of the story, you might want to check out, your hotel accommodations a little bit earlier. But lucky for us, it all worked out because that actually shoved us a little bit outside of the city for the first 2 nights. And we both grew up on a lake, so we were big lake people, and I wanted to kind of see some of the countryside of Nashville as well, in aside to the music and the downtown live action. So the first place I'm going to show you is this lake house. And we have some B-roll of it that we're going to go ahead and roll. I think we see a beautiful, are we seeing the sunset there right now, Marissa?
We are.
Yeah,
It
so
looks gorgeous.
so this is when I first got there, and get off the plane. It's about a half an hour outside of Nashville, so not a big long drive or anything. So a half hour away, and you see this, and the sun was just setting. And I called my mom and I showed her, and then she's like, "You need to go get a glass of wine and sit down on that dock." And I'm like, "You know what? You're right, Mom. Bye." And this it's actually a VRBO, not an Airbnb, but the place is called VRBO where I rented this from. They're so nice, and they left, like, when you got there, they had a bottle of wine waiting on the table, just waiting, calling your name. So went up and got a little glass, went back down and sat, and this was probably one of the most gorgeous sunsets I've ever seen in my life. And just looking, so this is looking to the right, and the sunset was looking to the left. So it's gorgeous. And that, up the hill from that, yeah, they have chairs right there that you could just sit and watch. And then there's back behind there is just the hill, and the house is up on the hill there. Is a little. Some people in the comments say that it's a little rough getting down to the water. I didn't think it was not bad at all, but I can see how if you wouldn't want to, you might want to be a little careful if you'd had a bunch of cocktails and were trying to make your way down there. And I think we have. Do you have the video of the house, Marissa?
I do. Here
Yeah.
we go. Lake house.
Took some video of it just so you guys could get a full picture, because I know sometimes it's hard to see from just photos. So I think she's going to roll that for you.
It's definitely playing. Look at that. You're
Playing.
walking through the house.
Yeah, so real modern. It looks like they had redesigned the inside, wood floors throughout. You walk in the front door, there's a pretty little chandelier at the top, and to the left down the hallway is one of the bedrooms, and it has its own bath and shower. And then to the right out when you first come in the door is the other room, and that one has its own separate bath as well. Sorry, no bath, just shower. There was laundry in the unit, so that came in handy if you would needed to, like, we took towels to the lake and stuff so you could wash your own stuff and have clean things. The kitchen was just amazing, and if you're big chefs, you could buy your own groceries, cook whatever you had. If you had family, group of girls, whatever, you could just make your own dinners too there as well. And then outside they had a big a fire pit and lounge chairs around the fire pit, and then lights hanging above that, which made a nice little ambiance outside if you wanted to sit out on the deck as well, not go clear down to the dock. Very comfortable couch in the living room, had big screen TV, Apple TV, everything you needed as far as entertainment. If you wanted to rent movies, watch sports, whatever, it was all there. So I definitely recommend this place. I'm going to give you the address just in case anybody is and the best part, $200 a night. So between each of us, $100 a night. It probably would sleep up to, 8 people in there. I don't know what their limit is, but you could cram quite a bit of people in there.
It looks like a humongous house. You could
Yeah.
definitely have a party in there. It looks so clean and
Yeah.
open and welcoming. And look at the bathrooms. Goodness.
Yeah.
I want to take a bath in that.
That's what, yeah, you didn't feel like, I hadn't done a ton of Airbnbs before, so I always wonder with multiple people going in, what it's going to be like. And this thing, it was spotless. And look at all that. Like they had, coffee set up for you. They had they had tea, hot chocolate. I just thought it was amazing. I thought it was the cutest little place. I wanted to stay for so long. And we didn't even get to do I guess just down the street. And the people that rented out are so nice too. So they're there to answer any questions for you. They leave a whole book with restaurants nearby, their best coffee shops, and places in town. They broke it up by neighborhood. So if you're traveling to the different neighborhoods, places that you would want to go and check out. There's boat rentals, they said, down the street. We unfortunately ran out of time and didn't get a chance to either do that, but that's definitely on my list. The next time I go back there would be to rent a boat and really go, because I don't even know, we didn't even get to see the end of that lake, so I don't even know how far around it went. So a great place to check out. Are these photos up now, Marissa? That harbor one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking, this is
So this is the second lake. So this was called Percy Priest Lake, and this was the harbor in Percy Priest Lake. For this one, like I said, we only had 3 days there, so a lot of things we just kind of touched on. So we didn't get to spend as much time here because I think to really get to the good spots on this lake, from what I read, you need to do the boat rental, and then there's places where you can go and there's private coves and you can do cliff jumping. And so that, to us, that sounded like the most fun. If you don't do that, then you can't really see that much. You kind of just see this harbor and another little area you can walk around, and then there's a water park there that was closed by that time, but that would probably be good if you had little kids. All right.
It looks like a great place. Boating is always fun. I grew up with my family. I'd always go to Michigan, not Nashville, but that was a yearly thing for us, and we always did boating. Rented pontoons and did a lot of skiing and all the water sports that you can possibly think of. We did it on the lake, and I know it's such a fun experience, and this looks like a gorgeous place to be at.
Yeah, and we were just thinking too, like when you have groups like that, one thing I love is the night cruises too. So I was just thinking on either one of these lakes, I'm like, oh, it'd just be so fun if you did have that group of people and you can just go out at night and cruise around and talk in the boat. It's good times.
Wine in the boat, yes.
Exactly, that too. That's always nice. All right, let's go to there's another place we went to is called Cummins Falls. Percy Priest Lake, by the way, is only 15 minutes outside of Nashville, so that one's really easy for you to get to if you are staying downtown. Okay, this by far was one of the highlights of the trip. This trail hike, and it was funny because we were on the fence, and I actually saw this hike on Thrillist.com. They did a top 10 hikes to go check out if you're in Nashville. So this place was spectacular. So you see with all those people in the back of that picture in this video, and then so you can swim through there, and then you can climb up those little waterfalls right there, and then climb to each level. You can't see him, but even in the top high part, there was a guy hanging out in the back underneath that waterfall, just taking eyes closed, soaking in the sun. It was just amazing and really easy hike. You can do it with, I think kids can do it. You're gonna obviously be careful at the high part of the waterfall, but kids could kids are fine doing the rest of the hike to get to that point.
And how come I didn't go with you?
I don't know.
I hike every other weekend. How was I not on this trip?
I don't know how you weren't on this trip. That's why, but we're doing another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go when we go check out the Nashville show too. So yeah, it was only a 2.5 mile hike too, so it didn't take that long. There's a cute little general store like outside of the hiking area. What was I going to say about that one? Oh, and then if you didn't want to do the hike that we took goes through like the water's really calm and it goes for like a mile the other direction, and we walk through that where you walk on some rock. I would recommend. If you really want to get up to the waterfall portion, you should wear, like I even had running shoes, but my running shoes are kind of the ones that are kind of slick on the bottom, not as much tread. So I would recommend like wearing like runners that or tennis shoes that have a little bit of more of the tread on there, or getting the actual water kind of shoes, water socks, because the rock at the very top by that waterfall, that was the most slippery part. So it was kind of a little difficult you could lose your traction really easy up there with the water rushing past you. So next time I would do that. And then if you wanted to skip the hike part altogether, there is a shorter area where you can just walk, and you can walk to that top of that fall and overlook the fall and overlook the whole thing, which is beautiful as well. Do we have the Westin Hotel rooftop? There we go.
I do. Here we go.
Okay, so on our last night in town, luckily we did get a hotel for one night, and then that's how we found out everything that was going on, because we're ding-dongs. So this was the top of our hotel. So this is the Westin Hotel rooftop, and I definitely loved this hotel. This area was great. Where I took this picture from is to the bottom left corner of this photo. There's a spiral staircase, and you go up the spiral staircase, and then there's another like balcony patio where you can just sit outside and look over this pool area, and then look over and see all of downtown Nashville. Yeah, there was the pool as the sun was setting. They do close that pool at night, so you can't get in the pool at night. But
Bummer.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine the Nashville lights?
That's what
this pool?
I know, because we kind of thought that, because we thought, so we went to after the concert we went back up to this rooftop, and we thought the same thing. We're like, oh, I wish we could do that now and just sit in there and chill and look outside at all the city lights. But what I also love about the Westin Hotel for kind of adventure type of people is that it's very fitness and orientated. So they have a new program at Westin where they updated all their menus. They have healthier food items. They have a juice bar if you like to juice, if you want to make smoothies. They also have a program where you can rent workout clothes. So sometimes if you don't want to pack a bunch of things, or if you don't have room to pack your shoes, or you just forgot, like lots of times that happens, at the hotel you can actually rent workout clothes. So they're trying to really get this fitness mentality and the active life, suit people with an active lifestyle. So that's another reason why I really like the Westin Hotel. The other great thing about the Westin is that we found out that it was walking distance to, well, you know what? Hold on, I want to save the concert for last. I want to save that video for for the end. Let's show, you want to show the Bluebird Cafe?
Yes, here's the Bluebird.
So you know this one, Marissa.
Yes, from our famous Nashville show that we cover on a weekly basis when that's on. How was that experience? Actually being there?
We just were able to go at the outside because we didn't book tickets for a show. So it was so interesting because I think in my mind it was kind of in like a strip mall type of setting, and we honestly literally drove past it once and didn't even notice it. Like, I don't know why I pictured it maybe like more well, I knew it was going to be kind of small, but maybe a little bit bigger. But I thought it was maybe in another area where there was more like the Music Row area, or where or on Broadway where all the other bars and restaurants and live music venues were. Like, this was so like off the beaten. I mean, it was probably like 20 minutes away from downtown. And I don't know, in my brain, I just thought it was there. So we were a little surprised by that. But, we did, peeked in the windows because it was closed when we were there and we could see it all. So it was fun just since we're such, big fans and for the show.
I mean, that's amazing to always be at the location that you always see in like your favorite show or movie and stuff. So you, just for clarification, did you have to buy tickets just to get entrance into Bluebird Cafe? Is that how it works?
Well, there wasn't any, like when we were there, it was actually closed. So I couldn't even get tickets like to go in. I think you have to I think just tickets to get, to see a show that night. And I don't know if it's always you have to get them in advance or, sorry, I should have researched that a little bit more before the show tonight. But I think from what I heard is because of the popularity of the show as well, that the shows sell out really quickly. So they said it's a good idea to try to make a reservation if you know you're going to be in town and you want to go see somebody.
All right, great business for the Bluebird Cafe.
Yeah, you can't see it, but if you zoom in on that picture, there was in the flyer poster of Nashville in there. You see?
Yeah, I see it a little
Can you
bit.
see it?
It's a greenish
Yeah.
sign.
I think it was
neat.
Juliet and Raina, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really have to magnify that a
Yeah.
lot, but it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see those other photos up there. We did also go to went to the Grand Ole Opry. Again, now here you do have to pay. It's $26 if you want to go in and get the behind the scenes tour of the stage and
Worth it.
yeah.
For $26 to be in a iconic location,
And see
totally worth it.
Yeah. And then there's cheesy, like we put our heads in the thing. Yeah, there's cheesy stuff you can do outside.
This is great. I love
Right? I mean, you just have to when you're there.
When in Nashville.
Yeah. So tried to hit like in 3 days as many places as we can. So the picture below there of the angels while you're there. Yeah. So this was pretty cool. So there's an area called the Gulch, which we liked. If you want like a little more mellow place for one night, just kind of walk around or get dinner or something. That was that little community, and we really liked that. And we had dinner there one night, and as we left, we saw the one angel wings on the way out. And my friend was like, "Oh, we should go take a picture there tomorrow." So we went, and then we didn't know there was a little baby angel on the bottom. So that's a fun wall. So if you're looking to do something like that, you go down to the Gulch area, and you'll find that.
It makes for great Instagram photos.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought of my friend, one of my coworkers. He has the pink wall out here by his house, and he's like, "Oh, I always hate it because people are always lined up and waiting, in his neighborhood." But there wasn't a huge line or anything. There was just like probably 6 people getting those pictures taken. I didn't have footage of. I think I had one picture of Broadway here, like with the rooftop bar. I kind of failed my photo on this thing because I took video of the actual live street, but I didn't take a still pic of Broadway like a idiot. But so here, music was just oozing out of like every single building you walked by, and of course the crowd was super lively because there were, I'm sure it's like that all the time, but also because there were all those football games in town, so there was a lot of fans from each of the schools out that night. We saw a ton of bachelorette parties, so apparently it's the place to go if you're on a bachelorette party because there's just a bunch of those. there was one on there was. Oops. Oh, okay. I think we're having. Okay. Shoot. I think the one video isn't going to play that I really wanted you guys to hear tonight. Just see. Hold on. We're going to test.
I could play the video. We're experiencing some technical difficulties on our end. We can hear it. We can hear Sam's great voice, but we won't be able to see it.
Okay, well, why don't, let's go ahead and do that just so you guys can. So last night we went to, it was the final night of the 15 in a 30 tour with Chris Janson, Maren Morris, and Sam Hunt. So just incredible energy, cool outdoor amphitheater. So I'll just let that play and you guys can listen and I won't talk for a second. mean, and what a way to end a girls' trip with that.
Amazing. I mean, I'm really jealous that I did not go on this trip with you, because everything you did is everything that I do by myself on a daily basis.
Yeah. Let's talk girls' trip for a second. What are other things that you would like to do when you're on a girls' trip or when you're traveling?
Oh, I think you covered the basis. I mean, drinking wine, of course. Lake, you know, the lake life or cabin life, you know, the lake house, definitely. That's a must. Going to concerts, Sam Hunt. For me, I would find myself going to Little Big Town, because I know that they're playing at the Ryman on a regular basis. Martina McBride, as you know, I'm very obsessed with her. She is amazing. You did just about everything. And also, did you go to any like good restaurants?
You know, that's the one thing we were really bad about, because we had our list of all this stuff that we wanted to get to. And so we found ourselves like rushing around. And then by the time it came to like dinner, you know, I had lists from like friends and recommendations of places we need to eat. And we ran out a lot of time. We did eat at one place at the Gulch that was just, it wasn't one of the real ones people tell you have to go experience when you're there, but I think it was called like Eat, Play, Drink or something like that. But and even that was just a cool, good atmosphere, good food. Yeah, so next time I would like to get a little more of the local dining experience. I wanted some barbecue. Never got barbecue, so
I
know.
You definitely have to get barbecue. That's definitely something that I want to do when I go to Nashville. Try out the different great restaurants that are there and available to everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I thought you could. It's also like the greatest airport in the world if you have to get stuck in an airport ever. There's live music in the airport. There's a lot of cool restaurants and bars. They should have just had barbecue at the airport. There's like signs that like they have like messages of what people have tweeted the best things about that airport are. And someone's like, it's great. You can just walk around with your drink in your hand. So apparently it's okay to do that there. Like you can take it out of the restaurant and walk around with. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I was like, well, if you're gonna get stuck somewhere, like, what a great place. Yeah.
Yeah, there could be worse places. I've been stuck in airports, and they were not as entertaining.
And it was something like when you stepped off the plane and you did hear live music too. I mean, I gotta say, it got you like ready for your trip. You're like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do this. What are we gonna do? What am I gonna hear? What am I gonna see? So it was definitely got the trip like started off right on a good high note.
That's amazing. I love watching all these videos and seeing all your photos. For someone who has never been to Nashville, and because you're now experienced and have toured some cool places, do you have any recommendations for those who haven't been there?
I think staying at the lake house like one night, just because it's only a half hour away, so it's not a big, and I really do, I don't know about the other places, but this one, I had looked at a few on Airbnb before I found this one, and this one just stuck out right away to me for the price and the cleanliness and the way it looked. It was like hands down beat a lot of the ones I saw. I was going to give you guys that address in case you did want to write it down, so it'll be on here. It is 386 Green Harbor Road in Old Hickory, Tennessee. So it's 386 Green Harbor Road in Old Hickory, Tennessee, and I got it on VRBO. And then I think that, and I think the hike to the falls, that was pretty tough to beat. Like it was just, the pictures didn't even do that justice. Just the giant trees that you walk through as you on your way there, and then there was old rocks on the side too, and you could hear like the water dripping down on those rocks as you walk through. So it was just like, and then the sun was shining through there. So it was just. I don't know, you really just cleared your head. It was nice to, get a break from checking your cell phone and being so like locked into everything all the time, and just really trying to get out there. And the weather was fantastic. It was 90 every single day, just gorgeous, and yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I was just going to ask about the weather because I love hiking, and I'm jealous I didn't go on that hiking trip, because every time I go hiking, I always make it a point that I see something gorgeous, like a gorgeous view. It always has to have a gorgeous view of some type. And that place looked picturesque, absolutely. You went in September of the year. Why this time of the year? Was it because of the weather?
Honestly, because I like music like you. So before I was looking around and I had never been to Nashville. So I was like, I was kind of keeping an eye out for when somebody that I wanted to hear was in town there. So then when Sam Hunt was going to be in there, I was like, oh, and I thought it was always on my friend Kayla's list to do that, go to Nashville as well too. So we thought, well, why don't we do it around the concert? And because I always kind of do like to have, whether it's going to a football game or a sporting event, a basketball game, something, I like to have some event in the city that I'm going to as well, just so that I get to see either the sports side or the music side of some sort of entertainment side to the trip as well. So, and I do like to go to places when it's warm. I'm kind of a wussy in the winter these days after being in California.
I mean, you and I are both from the Midwest, so we always want to go somewhere that's warmer.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah, we've spent our time in those winter months. Done our time.
We've done her 2 times.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So what other places, Marissa, are on your list?
Oh,
to travel?
I've always wanted. Oh, just in general.
Sure.
Of
Yeah.
the country, or just in Nashville, particularly.
No, just in general.
In general, I always wanted to go visit. You can call me crazy. I still have not been to New York. I'm from a very small town, so I want to see another big city life. Being out here in LA, I kind of want to get the New York feel. And then I always wanted to go to Seattle because I heard that place is gorgeous. So that's another place.
That one is on my list too. And my mom, she's kind of who this girls trip, and even the TomGirl idea came from. So she has a group of, there's 8 of them, I think, these crazy ladies, and they're still now in their 70s traveling they're all married with kids, but they were teachers, and so they would get together and go on like trips just, once a year or so. So anyway, they just went to Seattle a couple weeks ago, and they loved it. They had a blast. So I'll go with you on that one. That'll be our next one.
All right, done deal. I'm going to Vancouver, so I'm flying over Seattle, but I haven't been to Seattle.
Have you been to Vancouver before?
I have, and I'm going back, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, clean place. I love it so much.
Where's your number one spot? Because I haven't been there. Where's your number one spot to go to in Vancouver?
Oh, because I went there for work, so I didn't really get a lot of downtime. But I would recommend people to go downtown Vancouver. It's gorgeous at night, especially with all the buildings lit. Go near the harbors because you can see all the ferries that are docked there, and you can also see a nice city skyline at night as well.
Oh, nice.
And then go on some hikes if you can, because the forests there are absolutely gorgeous. Clean, fresh air. You can breathe up in Vancouver.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Okay, on the list. All right, well, I think that kind of wraps up what I was going to talk about with Nashville, but overall, very successful trip. So guys, I definitely recommend checking out. If you have any questions for me, tweet me, comment. I'll be happy to answer anything that I didn't touch on tonight. I want to hear your favorite spots too, so that when I go back, tell me what I missed and tell me those restaurants I really need to eat at, and tell me other fun hikes and activities I need to go to. Before we wrap up tonight, I do want to do, each week we usually do the TomGirl of the week, and we highlight somebody. For this week, I would actually like to highlight all the NFL players, just because I thought the way they handled everything this week with solidarity and really set an example, and just really stood their ground. I appreciate everything that they're going through and how they stood up to what's happening in our country right now. So they are who I highlight this week.
Yeah, good for them. And they got a message across peacefully.
Yeah, just.
So where can people follow you?
All right, guys, you can follow me at TomGirl TV. I will also put up the video, since I apologize that it didn't, but you heard it today. But if you want to see it too, I will put that up on the TomGirl Facebook page, and I'll also put it up on the blog at tomgirl.tv, so you can check it out at those 2 places. All right, and then we will see you next week. We have Abby Miller, who was starred on The Sinner with Jessica Biel. So we will have her in next week talking about her experience on that show, so you won't want to miss that one. All right, so thanks again. I look forward to talking to you this week, and I'll see you again here next week. Marissa, where can people follow you at?
Everyone can follow me on Twitter at SeraphiniTV. I'll spell it for you for those who don't know. That is SeraphiniTV. There you go.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, Be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.